Today we're giving you an overview of the TITAN 6300. This is the Profi model. So the TITAN roller drill's been developed over the last 16 years throughout New Zealand. Key point I want to make is that a lot of the good ideas in this machine have come from New Zealand contractors. So we're always listening to feedback, and we're continually trying to make this machine better. So we work closely with the European factory, we listen to your ideas, and we just make this really the number one roll. It's become the number one roller drill in the country because it's got a lot of your ideas in it. So this is a brief overview of the machine. Start with a Scharmüller towing eye. So a very heavy duty greasable towing eye. It's held on by no less than 12 16mm cap screws. Machine is standard with New Zealand regulation double safety chains. We have a parking jack that sits in under here. You can put a drawbar extension in if you need to for a larger tractor with duals. These hooks here are for holding the side wings in during the transport position. It means that the side wings of the roller are secured in 3 points. We run the 800 litre APV PS-800 seeder, huge capacity, 800 litre hopper, allows you to hold 330 kilograms of grass seed. You can go out and do some pretty big days with this machine. So a hydraulically driven fan. We don't have any electric fans. We have a axial piston motor, so a very robust fan motor. We have a fan speed sensor. This gives you, the operator, the RPM of the fan, so you can adjust this in your controller accordingly. For example, a brassica at 2 kilos to the hectare requires a lot less airflow. It's a lot smaller seed volume to move that down to the ground versus grass at 25 to 30 kilograms a hectare. So having that adjustability of fan speed and that RPM picked up in your controller is a good thing. This machine, the Profi machine, is standard with the Super Strike chain harrow. So we have a 16 outlet seeder. We have no Y pieces on this machine. Every hose comes straight from the tank to the splash plates. You can see a very close spacing of the splash plates. We've had some operators comment that even if they've had a blocked pipe from a bag tag for something that's got into the hopper, we have such a massive overlap that you still get no striping. This is critical when you're trying to sow very low rates of brassicas, Swedes at 900 grams. It's critical to get that beautiful even blanket of seed. So we're distributing the seed on the ground. We're then covering it with the chain harrow system. So this is NZ DNA through and through. This idea came from a contractor in Southland. We can raise and lower the chain harrows. They're obviously up in the transport position here. Each one is on a hydraulic circuit, so you can determine the aggressiveness of the harrow. You can have the harrow completely on the deck, or you can just have a light seed covering. So we come round to the side of the machine. One unique feature of the TITAN is that we have a angular contact bearing. It's a non-greasable bearing, so it's sealed for life. It's a double row ball bearing, the same as what you'll find in the module of a hay mower or in the front wheel of a car. And it's encased in rubber. You can see here that the whole bearing is encased in rubber. Excellent in stony conditions. It protects the bearing and the housing from impact. A common feedback we get on the TITAN is they're built so heavy. Look at the size of these box sections. So it's a 5.2 tonne machine. Now, what's good about that weight is you get excellent consolidation. As a roller drill, we need to be consolidating the ground, getting that seed to soil contact and getting a good strike. Another unique area on this machine is this TITAN lock system. So you can see here we have a large nut, and then we have 2 locking plates. The nut fits in there. So at any point during the machine's life, from new to 10 years old, you take out these 2 8mm bolts, you re-tension the whole axle assembly. You can put a 1 metre pole on the spanner. You can get it very, very tight, and then you put the bolts back in. So you're always keeping these Cambridge rings locked against each other, and then the floater rings float. Another big part of the Titan is the wing construction. If you look how wide the clevis of this wing here, so I've brought out the main wing pivot pin just to show you. This pin here goes from that box section right through to the back here. So that's a 55mm solid pin, and it's over 1 metre long. So you think about this machine 10,000 hectares into its life, there's absolutely no area for metal fatigue or wear. It's built seriously strong from the ground up. We run a nice square profile tyre for such a heavy machine. Guys love how stable they are. We have a full rated axle across the back of the machine. We don't just have stub axles. In here you can see we have a big nitrogen accumulator in here, and it's connected to one half of this ram. So this is what we call our Optifloat system. So what that means is that the weight of the machine is distributed evenly right across the full 6.2 metres. We're taking weight away from the centre section and we're shifting it out to the wing sections. So regardless of whether the machine's going over a crown or into a valley, that we get that optimum weight transfer all the way across the working width. What that means is you get even strike across the working width. So I'm now going to show you the safe deck loading platform. This is a real Kiwi innovation. The first machines had a ladder. We got asked by contractors, look, I need to be able to carry more seed to the job. So we doubled up this rear platform here. When it's in the transport position, is horizontal. You can hold 8 to 10 bags of seed. It's quite simple. One step up here, handrail for safety, and you're up onto the safe deck loading platform. Your bags of seed are already here. You can easily load and look into the hopper. The hopper has a big lid, nice and visible, easy to access. So the Profi model comes with 3 different sowing rotors. So here, you can see here the difference. We have your grass rotor that'll go up to 80, 90 kilos to the hectare for oats, etc. You have an intermediate rotor, which is your plantains and chicories, anywhere from 5 kilos to 18 kilos to the hectare. Then you have your small seeds rotor, which goes from 4 kilos to the hectare down to 1 kilo to the hectare. So the machine comes with all those rotors. The Profi model has a 6.2 controller. So this is the most advanced controller from APV. Has your seed library on it, has all your functions on the main home screen. Very nice and operator friendly. Also has your fan speed monitoring, and you can obviously the hectares you're doing as well. So can be any software updates can be put in through a USB. Nice and functional, mounted to the tractor window with a ram mount. That's the 6.2 controller. So hopefully that's given you an overview of the, we need to talk about the rings. So this is a Duraforge ring. It's made of it's not cast iron, it's cast steel. So that's a ductile steel. The grade is G50. So we have these machines in North Canterbury, west coast of the South Island, Central Otago, Tiana, lots of stony conditions. We don't break rings. So that's, and then our axle material is chrome 42. So that's a very hard, high chrome content axle. Hopefully that gives you an overview of the Titan 6300. Heaviest machine on the market. The best seed distribution, 16 outlets. You see our hose routing is nice and smooth all the way out to the splash plates. We've deliberately designed this machine with the seeder forward, so we get a good centre of gravity. We use these machines in some very steep terrain. A lot of our competitors' machines have this hopper out the back. So we've got 330 kilos of seed plus the seeder. We've probably got close to half a tonne of weight sitting in the middle of the machine, forward on the drawbar. A lot more stability in steep conditions.